starts and never ends. Tune and lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Brain Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum, echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear, the pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcome.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brightly's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here in the building. Hello, gorgeous CC2254. Always good to see you, gorgeous. Linnell Stiller, good to see you as well. And LOL Bird 2398 said Glam bot guy is canceled. We're going to get into that because Walliser, who does the Glam bot for all of the biggest events in Hollywood, well, he might be canceled for the way he handled business. We'll talk about that. Angel Massie, I just want to say not everybody is like this. Apparently, they are leaving reviews of Wonderland's business on Google just to spite Angel and Bobby. And it's just like, I had time this morning, so I wrote a review my damn self. We're going to read it live. Andy Cohen, you got my permission to read it. Read my name, spell my name, mention here, there, and everywhere, everybody's name in my review to the ladies, okay? You ought to have call-ins because I'll read the review live and will not give a flying damn fuck shit or whatever the hell and in between about it, because that behavior is atrocious, ridiculous, and it is disgraceful behavior to attack a business just because of a reality show. That is thirsty toxicity behavior. We'll roll around long. By the way, something that could be toxic and you could look thirsty, and depending on how you communicate about it, we're going to talk about kink tonight. Yes, indeed. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Jill Scott loves to make love, but she loves to fuck too, and she wants you to bust nuts. Lots of them, fellas. But her name is Jill Scott Lee. Jill Lee, Miss Lee, if you're nasty, so she's mine. Okay, I'm going to show you evidence of that here in a minute. A Different World is coming back to Netflix. It was the sitcom that evolved. Black culture, HBCU culture is coming back to Netflix as a drama. And I got a way for you to be a part of it. Stay tuned for that. Child, the ICE situation still is unfolding. And child, there are some voices that's got some opinions, and wait till you hear about them. Olandria Carthen from Love Island, she did something very big with her career that I think everybody should take into account. And Morrow, you will be fine. If anything, I think you are reflecting what a lot of people are thinking, but we cannot say that, even though the president has done this, that, and the third. So with that being said, let's get to it. Higher is waiting. Low is available, but y'all know the rest of the words, right? But either way, we got to go on to it. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is hey, everybody, good to see you all. I hope all is well with you on this Wednesday evening. Yes, indeed. Let's get to it because we have a lot to talk about and a lot to get through. Here we go. We're going to start off with Cole here. Man, listen. Man. Okay. As Cole. All right, here we go. So shout out to Kim Pire here. Here we go. So this was Jennifer Lopez, I think at the Golden Globes, but here we go.
Yeah, slayed it as usual. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Streets are saying the devil works hard, but J-Lo's PR team works harder because Cole Walliser, who you know for Glambot on the Oscars red carpet, all the big red carpets, is now facing backlash for the way that he treated this young woman that was trying to get the Glambot at her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
If you missed it, a lot of people were talking about J-Lo on the red carpet and how she barely spoke to Cole. Cole later came out with a video saying that, look, this is work for people. He didn't see anything wrong with it. I was there. And everyone in the comments were saying, uh-oh, J-Lo's team got to him. And then I randomly saw a person comment about this wedding story, and people were dragging the person on X saying like, oh, you guys just want to make stuff up and cancel him and blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently the receipts are here in regards to this email exchange between Cole and the bride-to-be.
Now, let me pause it here for a minute. Now, for those of you who don't know about the Emmys, the Grammys, the Oscars, the Tonys, or any big event, basically, there is a call time that you're supposed to be on the carpet. And they tell you who's going to be on the carpet. Usually, Glambot is there. So each person usually has about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes if you're very good at what you do, but you have to move down the line. And so when you're doing the Glambot, you know, stand here, take your pose, this, that, and a third, and go, right? And so the way that I see that, right, is people have said that J-Lo did say hi, but also, too, there's not really a lot of time that you do with the Glambot. It's, you know, stand here, picture, moving on. So it's not really a lot of time to engage. I understand the principle of the thing of being calm, but yeah, for real. But let's keep going because this tea that we're about to get into, oh my Lord, here we go.
Let's start the video, but I just want to go over a little bit of what is said in this email. So Yinka, who was the bride-to-be.
So this is Yinka right here, beautiful, gorgeous. This is her husband. And look at their doggy, so cute. All right, let's keep going.
Emails, it says, hi, are you / the Glambot available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have you at mine September 20th and September 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates. Thanks, Yinka. Here's the thing. Yinka ended up having 3 weddings, a traditional wedding, an African wedding, and an Indian wedding. Cole responds and says, hi, Yinka. Thanks for reaching out. Just as you are aware, the Glambot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I'm happy to discuss further. And honestly, I don't blame him. He probably gets a lot of inquiries where people want to bring this to their event. Well, Yinka says, hi, yes, it is something in my budget range. Thanks.
Now, listen, I get it, but also, too, as the scripture says, your gift will make room for you, right? And I just say, take it for what it is, do the research, then decide, right? Let's keep going, because here is part 2. Here is a part 2. Here is a part 2. Here we go.
Over a little bit of what is said in this email. So Yinka, who was the bride-to-be, emails and says, hi, are you / the Glambot available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have you at mine September 20th and September 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates. Thanks, Yinka. Here's the thing. Yinka ended up having 3 weddings, a traditional wedding, an African wedding, and an Indian wedding. Cole responds and says, hi, Yinka. Thanks for reaching out. Just as you are aware, the Glambot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I'm happy to discuss further. And honestly, I don't blame him. He probably gets a lot of inquiries where people want to bring this to their event. Well, Yinka says, hi, yes, it is something in my budget range. Thanks. Mind you, at this particular point, he has not told her how much it is. He replies and says, copy. I don't see how you could be since I didn't say how much it was and could be between $10,000 and $1 million. Yinka must have had a big budget because she says, yeah, I just assumed it was very pricey since it's featured at the Oscars. So what are the steps to book? Would you be the person that comes, or do you just work with them for red carpets? What's the rundown? Cole replies, says, it's a crew of about 15 people plus network setups, rehearsals, gear drop off, camera rental, lighting rental, insurance permits, etc., etc. Yinka responds, so where would I begin? Through you, or is there a website? He responds, okay, it's $300,000. I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear, and once I have the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready?
So basically, 10% of that is $30,000.
To get started? He responds, thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday. He replies, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend you are going to book it.
Now, that energy right there, my Lord Jesus. Now, I'm going to just say this, right? There is nothing wrong with standing on business, but there's also nothing wrong with respecting people who have business. Let me say that 2 more times on the big screen. While there's nothing wrong with standing on business for you, it's also not wrong to stand on business and respect the business that somebody's trying to pay you. While there's nothing wrong with standing on business for you, there's nothing wrong with standing on business and respecting that person. To assume that somebody don't have it, bruh, listen, you don't know the circumstances until you get all the intel. And also, too, you don't know who that person is connected to. Because, yes, you got onto all the carpets, but, bruh, have you thought about the Glam bot at Comic-Con? Have you thought about at CES? Have you thought about at a cruise line industry, conference? So you cutting off your nose to spite your face for future endeavors, potentially. Evidently, she had no idea what the cost was, and to assume she was wasting his time was very rude. It was very rude. That's just like if somebody reached out to me to do a branded stream. Like I said, we're almost there to 1 million total views. We're under 2,000 on our way there. Praise be unto God. Mama said, hallelujah. Now, let's just say, for example, right? Let's just say Sir Davis Whiskey contacted me, right? Now, a Kimpire contract is going to be different than a Braylon Lee contract. Okay, give me a moment because I'm going to show you something. Okay, now this is not to reduce me, but I do believe in utilizing information as a tool to be able to better understand what we are, not just in terms of how to have a conversation, but what we can learn from a conversation. Okay, so this is, and I could do Kimpire, Bingeworthy, Make It Make Sense. All those guys are bigger than me, right? So here is Kimpire right here, okay? Kimpire has 564,000 subscribers, and if I scroll down, 247,948,228 views. Okay. Now, when we look at my channel, our channel here, we got 3,358 subscribers, and we have 998,646 total views. Like I said, oh, y'all can't even see it. My bad. Let me do that again for y'all. Okay. So here's Kimpire right here, right? Here's Kimpire right here. 564,000 subscribers. Okay. That's his subscriber count. And then right here, 247,948,228 total views. Okay. Then here is me, our channel here, 3,358 subscribers, 998,646 total views. Now, if Sir Davis Whiskey reaches out to Kimpire, well, he's going to get Beyonce, obviously, right? Because over 200 million views, 500,000 it is a platform that has been brand approved, tested, and it's went through the fire. Now, this doesn't mean that Braylon Lee can't work with Sir Davis Whiskey, but more than likely for 3,000 subscribers and 1 million total views, I could probably get maybe $750, right? And a free bottle of Sir Davis Whiskey to drink on the stream. And then I, have the brown banner, have the Sir Davis Whiskey in a corner there, and make this a branded stream. Now, if I do 5 Sir Davis Whiskey Friday streams, right? And we do that at $750. Return 750 times 5. That's $3,750. Sir Davis Whiskey, we can make that happen, okay? But with Kempire, he's probably going to get at least $20,000, if not more. So, but in the same token of that, just because Kempire's deal is going to be different than mine, doesn't mean I need to be rude to Sir Davis Whiskey. They're giving me a shot in the door. Let's continue.
Yinka replies, I did. That's why I asked. I want to book it, ? Yinka, in an exclusive statement to People magazine, says, as a Black woman, I am no stranger to people making assumptions about who I am and what I am capable of. But I think his responses to me were exceptionally unprofessional and unkind. I was preparing for one of the best days of my life, and to this day, his response shocks me. That isn't how you speak to a potential client or people in general. Hopefully, my sharing this can be a learning experience for him and enable him to be better or at least be more kind. As I mentioned before, Yinka had multiple weddings. She had a traditional wedding, she had an African wedding, and she had an Indian wedding. Yinka was not hurting at all when it comes to the cash for this. Sidebar to the sidebar. Joseph Kahn, for those that are of a particular age, remember who Joseph Kahn is, legendary music video director. He was the actual first person to do GlamBot, and he posted a tweet about it recently. Cole,
hey, let me go back.
About
it's right here. I keep hearing my name and GlamBot. Yes, I created back in 2016 for E. The lighting, camera work, lens choices, and methodology were all my design. I ended up having to both operate and win a Grammy at the same time at the Grammys. LOL. It was too much. It's fun, but I'm busy. So you mean to tell me that you were blessed enough to be in a position to be able to be in the right environment to take you, in the words of the muses from Hercules, from a zero to a hero, just like that. And the person who actually created it, actually, factually, and smactually, was Joseph Kahn. Child.
about it recently. Cole, do better. Do better. Oh.
That part. So here is the exclusive for People Magazine, people.com. Here we go. Woman slams GlamBot director over unprofessional and unkind exchange about potential booking. Exclusive. Yinka Ashan details a 2019 email exchange she had with Cole Walliser over a potential booking for a private event. Need to know. Yinka Asserman tells People Magazine, people.com, her 2019 exchange with GlamBot director Cole Walliser about a private booking was unprofessional and kind. In emails reviewed by People Magazine, people.com, Walliser appeared to doubt that Ashan could afford to book the service before he had shared the fee. I was preparing for one of the best days of my life, and to this day, his response shocks me, she says. A woman is calling out Glambot director Cole Walliser for what she describes as a rude email exchange from 2019 regarding a potential booking for an event. In a post on Twitter on January 18th, Nika Ashen shared an 11 email exchange she had with Walliser in 2019. And there is another show that we're going to watch to showcase to you the actual emails here in just a little bit, where she asked if Walliser and the Glambot, a high-speed camera that captures slow motion video often seen on the red carpet of war shows, were available for private events. In the email exchange, which was reviewed by People Magazine, People.com, Walliser appeared to initially doubt that Ashen could afford to book the service before he had shared the feed. Are you/the Glambot available for private events such as a wedding? Wrote Ashen in her first email. I'd love to have you at mine September 20th and September 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates! ! After thanking her for the inquiry, Walliser added, "It's not cheap if you feel like if you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I'm happy to discuss further." Yeah, it is something in my budget range, replied Osherman. To which Walliser wrote, I don't see how you could be, since I didn't say how much it was. It could be between $10,000 and $1 million. Later in their correspondence, when Ashan says she would reach out by the end of the weekend to continue the booking process, Walliser again appeared to doubt if she was actually serious about her inquiry. It's $300,000. Now, Cole, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. This was price gouging. Unless you have specific packages where there's a $10,000 package, there's a $100,000 package, and there's a $1 million package, brother, you was price gouging her. Because then to land somewhere in the middle of 300,000, bro. Come on now. I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear, and once I have the deposit, I can do a contract ready to get started. Walliser wrote, to which Amashan pinned back, "Thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday. If you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend that you're going to book it," replied Walliser. An exclusive statement about the exchange. Amishan told people that she was left hurt and angry by the interaction. As a Black woman, I am no stranger to people making assumptions about who I am or what I am capable of, but I think his responses to me were exceptionally unprofessional and unkind, she wrote. I was preparing for one of the best days of my life, and to this day, his response shocks me. That isn't how you speak to a potential client or people in general. Hopefully, my sharing this can be a learning experience for him and enable him to be better, or at least a bit more kind. Walliser did not respond to people's requests for comment. Amashan told people that she had actually shared their interaction online several times since 2019, but it never garnered as much attention as it had over the last few days. One post about the interaction by the popular Twitter account PopCrave had garnered over 120,000 likes and has been viewed more than 30 million times. The Glambot controversy came days after Walliser uploaded a video to Instagram addressing viral accusations that Jennifer Lopez had been rude to him during their interaction on the red carpet at the Golden Globes. My bad, I said it was the Oscars, but it was the Golden Globes on January 11th. While getting into position for her Glambot recording, the kiss of the Spider-Woman actress had her back toward Walliser as he directed her. A behind-the-scenes video of the moment showed her posing for the camera, then walking away with a wave. So that was recognizing him. And like I said, at the Golden Globes as well, you got Media Row. Like behind this here, you have Media Row, all those media outlets. And you see right there, you got to go through all that, then go here, then sit down for 2 hours. You ain't got time to, say hey to everybody. So like context, conjecture, and connection here. While commentators online claim Lopez acted rudely during the interaction, Walliser dispelled the claims. I didn't take it personally. It didn't feel rude in that moment, he said in his Instagram video. I think there's a couple of things that added the fuel to this idea. One, she's just down to business. The carpet was closed. She was ready to go inside. She knew what she was going to do. She got into she got into the position. Continued Walliser, I knew she was being ready. I knew it was late. We were just getting through that moment. Didn't feel rude to him. So here is that clip of the emails here. Here we go from Film Cooper. Here we go. And yes, we're going to cover the J-Lo thing, okay? So don't worry. I'm going to catch you up with everything. That's what we do over here.
The Glambot guy is getting canceled because people are DMing him to like book him for their event, and his responses are so shady. This lady said, "Hi, are you / the Glambot available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have you."
So Film Cooper is showing the emails here. Now these emails are off of Twitter, okay? So
Mine, September 20th and September 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates. That's such a nice way to just inquire. And his first response, he doesn't even give her the rate. He just, thanks for reaching out. Just so you are aware, the Glam Bot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I'm happy to discuss further. She said, yeah, it's something in my budget range. He said, I don't see how it could be since I didn't say how much it was, and could be between $10,000 and $1 million. Bro, just say how much it costs, and if she's like, I can't afford it, she's like, why are you being a dick about it? She said, yeah, I just assumed it was very pricey since it's featured at the Oscars. So what are the steps to book? Like, she's like, no, I'm about this. I can afford it. Would you be the person that comes, or do you just work with them for red carpets? What's the rundown? He doesn't even give her the rate. He says, it's a crew of about 15 people plus network setups, rehearsal gear, drop-off camera rental, lighting rental, insurance permits, etc., etc., etc. Just say how much it costs, and then she'll say yes or no. She said, so where would I begin? Through you, or is there a website? He said, okay, it's $300,000. I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear, and once I have the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready to get started? She said, thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday. She's like, yes, down. This motherfucker said, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend you were going to book it. Brother, you are being such a dick. She still responded to that. She's like, I did, ... That's why I asked. I want to book it. She wants to, she's heard the rate and she wants to. And then somebody else came out and tweeted, he said, can we book you for a wedding? Cole said, hey dude, I mean you can, but there's a reason the Glam Bot is only at the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Golden Globes. Money. Brother, you
yeah, so he did this before.
are so... I'm never going to be able to see those Glam Bot things again. I thought he was chill. Like, his videos seemed like, hey, just step right here. Just stand right here. And this is going to come swinging in. J-Lo sitting there like, another hero fallen. First Cody Co, now the Glam Bot guy. The Glam...
So let's get to the J-Lo thing, okay? From Yahoo Entertainment, courtesy of US Weekly. Everybody, here we go. Everything to know about the viral Glam Bot drama after Jennifer Lopez's viral moment with Cole Walliser and more. So here she is. Here, J-Lo, child, she's a gorgeous woman. You can't take that away from her. Who knew the Glam Bot could cause so much drama? It all started after Jennifer Lopez struck a pose at the 2026 Golden Globes. Lopez 56 turned her back to the camera and then spun around as the lens zoomed in on her. Eagle-eyed fans noticed that she seemingly didn't say a word to Glam Bot creator Cole Walliser. Actually, it was Joseph Calvin who's the creator. Okay. All right, moving on. He's the director. Cole Walliser is the director, not the creator, who is always on hand to greet and strut A-list guests, sparking a flurry of reactions online. Walliser, who runs the Glam Bot, then shared a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the actress posing, resulting in fans criticizing her for ignoring him while posing. The Glam Bot is a robotic camera that zooms in on a subject at a high speed. It captures cinematic videos of people that are then played in slow motion. Is she ignoring you? One question, while another asked. She didn't even speak to him. A third commented, no smile, no hello, nothing. Walliser then stood up for Lopez, which caused even more of a stir. Keep scrolling for a full breakdown of the Glam Bot drama. So Jennifer Lopez poses for the Glam Bot at the Golden Globes on January 11th. J-Lo posted her vintage Jean Louis Cher hot couture gown for the Glam Bot. She turned her back to Walliser as he explained the way the camera would move while preparing for it to zoom in on her. After she was done, she gave away and walked away. Walliser shared a BTS behind-the-scenes video of Lopez posing for the Glam Bot via his TikTok, causing fans to call his interaction with Lopez rude. Manners don't cost a thing. Y'all shady. Hashtag my love don't cost a thing. Y'all are shady with the heart emoji there. One follower commented while another added, she's so rude. Not even a hi, thank you, or nothing. Others defended Lopez. Ryan, she doesn't have a mic on. That's why you don't hear her, but she does. But she says hi, nice to meet you, and thank you, and then waves goodbye. Exactly, y'all. Context, conjecture, and connection is everything. Cole Walliser defends Jennifer Lopez. Walliser also came to Lopez's defense after the video went viral on January 18th. I didn't take it personally. It didn't feel rude at that moment, he explained via Instagram. I think there's a couple of things that added fuel to the fuel of this idea. One, she's just down to business. The carpet was closed. He's ready to go inside. So, if I was at the Golden Globes, I just got in the door. The carpet's closed for Braylon Lee, okay? I ain't getting no pictures. I ain't getting no interviews. There ain't no video. I just got to go in. But Jennifer Lopez is Jennifer Lopez. So, of course, they're going to extend the carpet for her, right? It's hierarchy, y'all. It just is what it is. The carpet was closed. She's ready to go inside. She knew what she was going to do. She got into the position. Yeah, it's just so unfortunate that the position she was facing away from me. Wait, it's just unfortunate that the position was was facing away from me. So I am talking to her. She's looking away, but she's getting ready for the move. Whilst continuing the moment, I'm not like, hey, turn around and look. I knew what she was doing. Whilst I knew she wasn't ready. I knew it was late. We were just getting through it. That moment didn't feel rude. So caught you up on everything with Yinka Ashan. Now, just now, I literally typed in her name, Yinka, People Magazine, and Cole Walliser has apologized for the controversial comments. This came out 9 hours ago from People Magazine, people.com. Glambot director Cole Walliser addresses controversial resurfaced emails in new apology video. I take responsibility. In 2019, I didn't have a team around me. It was just myself. I was overwhelmed, but that's not an excuse. Everything lands on me, Walliser said. Need to know. Glambot director Cole Walliser spoke out for the first time after a woman came forward with what she described as a rude email exchange from him in 2019 regarding a potential booking. In a new Instagram video, Walliser took accountability for the incident and explained his mindset going into the exchange. He also addressed concerns about those on the red carpet who may have felt mistreated or dismissed and apologized. Glambot director Cole Walliser is speaking out 1 week after a woman claimed she had a rude email exchange from him in 2019 regarding a potential booking for an event. Walliser 44 addressed the incident in the Instagram video shared on Tuesday, January 27th. Let's see, make sure, and we will watch that because y'all know we're about full transparency over here. For what it is. So hopefully it's not too long, but we will play it. Back to this. Shared on Tuesday, January 27th, so yesterday, in which he took accountability for his tone and actions and explained his mindset during the time in which the email exchange took place. I want to talk about some emails that I sent years ago that resurfaced recently. The tone in these emails was dismissive and curt, and that is not okay. In 2019, I didn't have a team around me. It was just myself, he explained. I edited every single video. I answered every single email, and I was overwhelmed. But that is not an excuse. Everything lands on me. This comes after Yinka Amashan told People Magazine, people.com, that she had 11 email exchange with Walliser in 2019 that left her hurt and angry. She said she asked if he and the Glam bought a high-speed camera that captures slow motion videos often seen on the red carpet of war shows were available for private events. The exchange, Walliser appeared to initially doubt that Amashan could afford to book the service before he shared the feed. Amashan said she would reach out again, to which the Glambot director responded, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just need to ask. You don't need to pretend you're going to book it. So this is Cole Walliser here. In his Instagram video, Walliser went on to take responsibility for his choice of words during the exchange and appeared to address some of the social media hate that he had been getting online. I think the hardest part about all of this is being labeled racist. He said, I'm half Chinese, and growing up, issues of identity, race, and belonging deeply affected me. I would never intend to inflict that onto anybody else. But I do understand that reading these emails, people could be upset and sort of biased, especially given the frequency at which people of color can experience being dismissed. And so I take full responsibility for my words, irregardless of what my intent was. He added. Walliser, who set the record straight about Jennifer Lopez's viral glam bot at the 2026 Golden Globes, and whether she was rude to him earlier this month, also addressed concerns about those on the red carpet who may have felt mistreated or dismissed and apologized. I also want to acknowledge people's concerns that they were mistreated or felt dismissed or treated less than on the red carpet. He said, live events move really fast. I would never want someone to come see me and leave feeling that way. But I do understand that it could happen, and it did happen, and for that, I am sorry. The Glambot director concluded his video noting his growth over the past several years and shared that he wants to continue to improve. I like to think that I have grown a lot I have grown a lot in the past 7 years. I've always wanted to treat everybody with the respect that they deserve, but clearly more could have been done and I can do better, he said. And so that's a thing I want to focus on improving and just working towards being better. So, with that being said, let's watch Cole's response live in real time. And so now that you catch up to us, here we go.
I want to talk about some emails that I sent years ago that resurfaced recently. The tone in these emails was dismissive and curt, and that is not okay. In 2019, I didn't have a team around me. It was just myself. I edited every single video. I answered every single email, and I was overwhelmed. But that is not an excuse. Everything lands on me. I think the hardest part about all of this is being labeled racist. I'm half Chinese, and growing up, issues of identity, race, and belonging deeply affected me, and I would never intend to inflict that onto anybody else. But I do understand that reading these emails, people could be upset and assume bias, especially given the frequency at which people of color experience being dismissed. And so I take responsibility for my words, regardless of what my intent was. I also want to acknowledge people's concerns that they were mistreated or felt dismissed or treated less than on red carpet. Live events move really fast, and I would never want someone to come see me and leave feeling that way. But I do understand that it could happen, and it did happen, and for that, I am sorry. I like to think that I have grown a lot in the past 7 years, and I always want to treat everybody with the respect that they deserve, but clearly, more could be done, and I can do better. And so that's a thing that I want to focus on, improving and just working towards being better. These are just some thoughts that have been weighing on me, that I wanted to share. And so thanks for watching.
That is his response. I will just say this. I hope that he gave a private apology to, I want to make sure I get her name right, y'all. Give me a moment here. To Yinka Amishan. I hope that he gave a private apology to her. And if she does not want to work with Cole, that is her complete right. But I do think Cole, for a future event, she deserves a free glam bot. That is the least you can do. But it's up to her if she wants it or not. But now, since we're talking about business, I gotta talk to y'all about y'all, not my people. But I gotta talk to y'all about y'all because I saw this from Show Styles and Spirit, and this is way too much energy. Shout out to Show Styles and Spirit. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, and I want to give my commentary on some viewers of The Real Housewives of Potomac trashing Angel Massie's Wonderland Outdoors business via Google, leaving negative Google reviews, and they have not even traveled out to Colorado to experience her Wonderland Outdoors for themselves.
Now I want to pause it here. I want to zoom in on this. Disgusting behavior. This is just the tip of the iceberg from what I've endured from some fans this season. I don't care what anybody says. This isn't normal. Reality TV is supposed to be fun. Now digital firing squad. Housewife fans review bombing Wonderland Outdoors over Angel's RHOP Colorado trip is unhinged behavior. Every single one of these miserable people need to touch grass. This is too much. This is scary. This is people that can't separate reality TV from reality. That comment, top tier energy. Here we go.
Okay, so we have to talk about some fans' unhinged behavior. Now, before we get into the toxicity, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. So this story is coming from the Bravo Shade Room. And Angel Massie actually has commented on social media under a post about someone leaving a negative review about Wonderland Outdoors based on episodes that they have watched of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And Angel writes, disgusting behavior. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what I've endured from some fans this season. I don't care what anybody says. This isn't normal. And a viewer of the show said, reality TV is supposed to be fun, not a digital firing squad. Housewives fans review bombing Wonderland Outdoors over Angel's RHOP Colorado trip is unhinged behavior. Every single one of these miserable people need to go touch grass. And here is one of the toxic negative reviews that someone left. They gave Wonderland Outdoors 1 star and they wrote, based off of what you provided the ladies on RHOP, I would never use your services. How do you not know how to provide basic needs, get everyone to where they need to go, and just be a good host? I think you definitely need to attend a course in hospitality. So they trashed her business based off of what they saw on RHOP. Talk about failure to analyze and compartmentalize. I get that Angel Massie and her husband own Wonderland Outdoors. That's when you pay them to basically show you nature in Colorado, where you do the fly fishing and you enjoy, a well-cooked meal outdoors in nature. And they want to share that part of Colorado with the public. And Angel, if you've been watching The Real Housewives of Potomac, you know that she has had a ton of snafus as hosting a trip her very first season on the show. Now, I am not a part of production for RHOP. I'm not a producer for that show, so I do not have any proof that production may have set her up to look like a fool. But I will say, shout out to Kempire. He is amazing. He said during one of his lives this week that his source told him that season 10 of RHOP was boring. Production was bored, and that they were feeding their typical producer pets like Giselle, and I would imagine Ashley, to do what needed to be done to hype up the show.
Wow.
One example, and shout out to Scotty by Nature, he said during his live review that he thought it was odd that Giselle asked the ladies, because remember Wendy went off on Stacey because, Stacey wasn't fully honest about her desire to attend Jazzy's wedding because Ashley and Wendy were going. So Wendy told her off, and they're waiting on the side of the road at a gas station because Angel gets lost. She cannot find the fly fishing excursion because it was at an exclusive private area that she was not used to.
Now, I will just say this. Whenever you are doing a business, right? Sometimes your locations that you usually have may be booked up, right? Or maybe they are unavailable. Maybe the squeeze is down, this, that, and the third. Circumstances permitted. What really pisses me the fuck off about this is like, are y'all serious? Now, if the same energy was given to each and every single one of you who did that shit, y'all would feel a way about it. And we're going to look at my review because I gave a full-throated review. And I said what needed to be said. I don't give a fuck, damn, or shit about it. I don't. Because while people are wondering about the Ultimate Girls Trip and Carissa Shields and Cardi B and this, that, and the third, we could give two fucks if reality television goes way too far. Hello, where is people's mental at? Some of y'all looks like it's non-motherfucking existent. I don't know what has happened to society where we just think that being disrespectful is the move. But where I come from, Little Rock, Arkansas, where 9 black kids went into a motherfucking ass school so everybody could get a fucking education, held to the low. My Lord Jesus. My Lord Jesus. My Lord Jesus. Like I said before, thank God some of y'all were not in the civil rights movement because we would still be in the fucking field picking cotton. And I'm just like, these 50-year-old, 40-year-old, 60-year-old, whatever the hell, bitches and mitches, because I'm equal opportunity over here, doing this, that, and the third, but yet you got grandkids, you got children. If your child did what the fuck you did, would you accept that behavior? No, we're having this conversation tonight. We doing it right from this space right here, right now, because I know. No, I saw this. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding. It wasn't cool when Melody Cherie was going through hell. It ain't cool to put Angel Massie through hell either. It ain't. So if you can hoop, holler, scream, shout, and do whatever the fuck to ride for Melody Cherie, we should be able to ride for any and every black woman, man, child, and everybody in between who's trying to do something good in the neighborhood. Y'all be too fucking selective of what you want to give a fuck about. If what I'm saying ain't true, keep your motherfucking mouth shut. But if it is true and you do respond, it must be true about your bitch ass or mitch ass to some damn degree. This is disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Some of y'all are moving like Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Wendy Orfezzo, and child, make sure I get this last person's name right, because I'm saying what needs to be said. Stacey Rouge. Some of y'all moving like Stacey Rouge. Some of y'all moving like Monique Samuels. And it's fucking disgusting. Damn shame. But God forbid somebody does Google reviews on your business. Something you worked hard for. Something that you had to work through your mental to get to the higher that's waiting for. Then you want everybody to come to your side. No. In the words of Issa Rae, I'm rooting for everybody black. Does that include Amanda Seals? Because I bet you it don't. Fuck wrong with y'all. Moving on.
So anyway, while they're waiting to hear back from Angel or get picked up, Giselle asked the ladies, "How was your ride?" Because they rode in 3 separate cars, and one car was Jazzy, Stacy, and Wendy, and then Wendy went off on Stacy in their car. So Giselle asked, "How was your ride?" And then they talked about it. I'm saying all this to say that Scotty was convinced that production tipped off Giselle to ask about their car ride because Wendy went off on Stacy.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
So I think that it's very feasible that Angel got played during the Colorado cast trip in some aspects in order to stir up drama. Now, what I do think is goofy was the accommodations that the ladies were ever in that Airbnb that was an 1.5-hour drive away from Angel's home. I think that was a huge boo-boo because this is a reality TV show and this was supposed to be a girls' trip. How is it that the girls' trip, the girls are divided and they're an 1.5 hours away? That's like being here in the Metro Detroit area and then some of the girls are at my school, Michigan State University, like an 1.5 hour drive. That is insane. I felt like they should have always been staying in Aspen because it sounded like Aspen was where it's popping in Colorado. To me, they should have just been in Aspen hanging out and then maybe take a day or two to do the nature shit. But there's so many different scenarios.
First of all, y'all gotta understand show styles and spirit. She is so very cutesy, very mindful, very demure. So anytime she cusses, I'm like, yes! But I do agree. Now, we know that production sometimes pays for trips. Other times they work with the tourism board of like, hey, quid pro quo, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And then other times, child, y'all make it do what it do, we'll capture it. And I'm wondering, right, if Angel wanted to maybe do Aspen, Colorado, but production was like, no, we need some tension, this, that, and the third. Because if you guys remember Winter from formerly of Love and Marriage DC, and when I was on Content Creators Channel, I asked Winter, did they sit down with the cast to have a season overview, to have a whiteboard, and to have sticky notes of what everybody's storyline was? And Winter said that was a great question, but they did not do that. So that's a little more context, conjecture, and connection for you there. Here we go.
Where you feel like Angel could have done better, but I don't think that it's all on her because this is for a reality TV show. And again, the word on the street is that the season was boring and production did what they had to do to manufacture drama. Can we say we need Karen? I'm so glad that she is home, okay? I feel like Angel, she just had an entire clusterfuck of a first season. I feel like she's had the worst first season in history. And again, I don't think that it's all on her. I know that a lot of people, their commentary is Angel is a mean girl and she's just learning in real time on this show that not everyone is going to kiss her ass or there are other mean girls that can match that energy. I'm not fully convinced that she's a mean girl because this is just her first season. I actually feel like her interview with Angela Yee, it helped her a lot because after I watched that interview, I liked Angel even more. And so I feel like it's just really bad luck. Yeah. She's just had like a really horrible first season. But in regards to the fans leaving these reviews, I think that it is very... I think it's a lack of self-control. I think that it is an excess of mean girl energy. And I think that it is just ridiculous. And I hate it because like I'm a fan of several different celebrities, but I don't think that I'm an unhinged person or an unhinged fan. I aim to treat others how I want to be treated in return. And I'm
show not styles and spirit. Let's keep it a buck, sweetheart. Not everybody moves in that energy. They don't. Sometimes people will throw you away forget the totality of who you are, just to be with the cool crowd. And then when the heat gets to their doorstep, now they want to be silent like a church mouse. So, I love people who I believe deserve my love. I move in accordance to what works for me, and I do not apologize for my peace. Now, for some people, that may feel like it's mean, but you only got one life. Like I always say, y'all, this is not Super Mario Bros. Where you can restart the level and have 3 new lives. Let's keep going.
Really confrontational. So I'll start there. As far as leaving reviews, if I leave a bad review, trust me, I was at that business. I experienced bad customer service. They did not do what they said that they were going to do. I am not leaving Google reviews off of a business that I heard about on a reality TV show. I just don't see myself taking my fingers and clicking on the mouse or here on my MacBook, opening up another internet tab, typing in Wonderland Outdoors and leaving a negative review. I think that is ridiculous, okay? I have had my thoughts about other reality TV stars who own businesses. I have not left them any toxic reviews because I have not used their products or requested their services. Yep. I just don't have time to put in that much effort to be negative. I think that it is so uncalled for. And those people, they give the fan base a bad rep, a bad look, a bad name. It's just like if you are a part of a community or a group of people and you act ignorant, you act criminal, you act violent. Hello, you're making it worse for all of us who follow the rules, obey the laws, treat people how we want to be treated in return. And yet we experience racism, prejudice, or God forbid, police brutality. So I think that these fans...
And I want to pause it here because this is the thing. I've always have said this. I do cover more of everything else than most people. That's a motherfucking fact. Regardless of who I insert. If you upset about that fact, change it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. But what I love about what Show Styles and Spirit said here is that it is one bad apple that ruins it for the rest of everybody. And remember how everybody was going in on Brett Eady, this, that, and the third, and with Kenya Revenge P. Moore, who apparently is so fucking broke as a joke that she got to sell her shit in order to keep her hair spa. That's more of a content studio than anything else. So it's just like, so it's cool for people to cause hell, but it ain't cool for people to respond to hell. So it's cool for people to cause hell, but it ain't cool for people to respond to hell. So it's cool for people to cause hell, but it ain't cool for people to respond to hell. Neon reminds you of our former days of a decrepit, dilapidated, and delayed show that I used to cover and the argument back and forth. Let me tell you something. Not one motherfucking time have I ever left a bad review for Melody Sharif or Stormy. Child, some people don't know how to be a viewer or a consumer responsibly, accordingly, and with integrity. Just keeping it a buck. Because I'm really tired. Oh, let's elevate Portia. You want to elevate Portia, huh? Portia, the one who stole somebody's man. Portia, who believes the Underground Railroad is a train. And Portia, who has this type of mindset.
It's not just feeding the hungry only on Thanksgiving. It's an everyday situation. You know what I mean? This is 265 days a year.
That is funny. 265 days. Where the hell that bitch live at?
It's not.
Same one who whooped ass on national television against family members. The same one that said, I'm a journalist. When Anderson Cooper at 19 motherfucking years old got a war pass, got on a plane and reported from a trench. Get the fuck out of here. I need y'all to have that same energy if somebody gives this energy to your business with Google reviews. Okay. All right. Moving the fuck on. Like I said, if what I'm saying ain't true, don't respond to me. But if you do respond, it must be true to some damn degree that you only give a fuck about who you want to give a fuck about. Because where I come from, Little Rock, Arkansas, the city where 9 black kids went into a school so everybody else could get a fucking education. Do what you say you're going to do. Give the best you got. If you don't have the best to give in terms of your resources, don't mean that's not going to marry somebody. And give a fuck about how you move as an individual. There's a lot of bitches and midgets that don't have enough of a vagina or a dick to be this real and say what needs to be said. Let's keep going.
And they just really ruin it for folks who just want to be entertained. And even if you have a not so good commentary on a reality TV figure, you know, there are boundaries through which you express that commentary. You don't have to go trash the business via reviews. Now, I went on Underland Outdoors website and I learned from clicking around and reading that they can offer you, when you do those excursions, you can either go to like a public park or a public or you know, a piece of the land that's open to the public.
Shopping is hard. Make it easy with Stitch Fix. Get outfits you love without any of the hassle. First,
and you can experience the fly fishing or whatever other excursion, or you can actually go to like private land. That's on the Wonderland Outdoors website, and I thought that was so interesting. So I guess if maybe you're like a celebrity and maybe you want a vacation in Colorado, maybe you've got kids. Let's just pretend it's like Beyonce and Jay-Z. And their 3 kids are still young. Blue is just like, 13? And then you have the twins. So let's say they want to go fly fishing, I don't know, whitewater rafting. But of course, they want to do the private excursions where they're not going to be exposed to like the public. They can go private with Wonderland Outdoors. And there's different things that you can do. And so I was just more curious to learn more about the business, because I don't think that cash trip was reflective of the business itself. Mm-hmm. Because at Airbnb, Angel could not predict that the house was going to be not having a proper working water. It sounded like in one of the episodes, we learned that it was well water. So the house was hooked to a well, and that system wasn't working properly. Now, in my opinion, that first night, I don't even see how the lady stayed there, because as soon as like the toilet wasn't working, Ebony is like looking for a hotel. That is just me. I don't know how they did that like a couple of nights before they went to the Four Seasons. And if production led Angel in the wrong direction, if I was Angel, I would have had to break that fourth wall, because I'm not going to be out here looking stupid. Now, we have to see at the reunion if she breaks the fourth wall, if she exposes production, or if we learn any more about the planning. What I do think is ridiculous is Angel not knowing how to get to the fly fishing site. I know she said that it was a new...
When I say shady, it's like, wait a minute, so this is what you do, but you ain't executing now. I can say that based on what I've seen of the episode. But Wendy Osefo, on the other hand, saying that at the table, like, isn't this what you do? For Wonderland is not going through a fucking lawsuit with 64 damn credit cards that could be going to jail with her husband for 15 motherfucking damn years. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Location that she had not used before. And then when I went to her website, I learned that you could either go to like a public place for the excursions or you could go private. So I'm like, okay, so there is a variation. And Colorado seems to be a huge state with nothing but like highway and trees. So I would imagine if you take the wrong exit or make a left-hand turn, you probably could easily get lost and everything looks alike. But because she is the host, she's been living in Colorado and she owns this business, it was looking wild that she had gotten lost. And then everyone is wondering, how is it that the chef and her assistant made it to the site, but she did not? Mm-hmm. And she kept saying that someone sent her the pin for the location and it took her in the opposite direction. Now, can GPS sometimes get it fucked up? Yes, it can. Have you ever, like, remember back in the day when we were using MapQuest and MapQuest offered you like the fastest route and the scenic route? Like, I know people who have told me like somehow they clicked on scenic or MapQuest just gave them scenic first and it took them forever to reach the destination. I don't know what went wrong, but Angel, she's gotten her verbal lashings and I'm sure she was embarrassed. She cried in this last episode because it was just an entire clusterfuck.
And I gotta tell you something. I really felt for Angel because I really don't think that she's a mean person. And I'm gonna bring up Wendy Osefo's kids for a minute. Wendy, I'm gonna bring up your kids for a minute. Remember that episode? 2 episodes. Remember the first one episode where you said that you have to go to college in order to get your funds? Remember when you said that? And then remember when y'all son said, I want to work at Chick-fil-A, and how you were like, Chick-fil-A? Child, let me make this personal for Wendy. Okay? Let me make it personal. Let's just say, right, that you started a business and you didn't know what the fuck your ass was doing. And so let's just say that the fans did bad reviews under your son's Chick-fil-A restaurant on Google. Would that be cool? Would that be nice? Would that be kind to do? I'm asking question. If Angel, Grace, or Adore, Giselle, tried to do something right, and you did something wrong, would it be fair for them, the fans, to do Google reviews to Grace, Angel, and Adore? No, they same to you and your children. Let's just say that you screwed over somebody with shot me leave. And they were like, you know what? I'm going to ruin her kid's reputation. Stacy, your child. Same thing. Ashley Darby, you are about to make a children's book, correct? Well, somebody doesn't get their order. And then, your children try to do something. Google reviews. Do you see where I'm going here? If y'all had that smoke come to y'all, y'all wouldn't be here for it if your children got it. So why in the flying fuck is this cool behavior? Moving on. I got time today.
But do you leave the negative Google reviews and your ass is sitting at home, perhaps in a bonnet and your glasses, eating your snacks and burping? Or do you leave the negative Google review? No, you do not. That is not cool at all, and it is horrible karma. But this is where we can have hope sometimes in the human race. So let me, okay, you all can see it. So in that image that I just showed y'all from the Bravo Shade Room, her reviews were saying 4.3. The night that I went to her business website last night, the average of the Google reviews was 2.9. Yes. Thanks to people like that one girl who left the 1-star review, they were down to 2.9. The more normal viewers of RHOP, they're leaving 5-star reviews, and they have increased that average, because that image on the Bravo Shade Room said 4.3. Tonight is at 4.7. And here's what someone had to say. Just wanted to offset the nonsense going on in these comments. In no way was the business represented on the show because they got lost. From what I saw, they had a private chef and the location looked beautiful. Had they made it, they would have had a great time. And other reviews were like, you know, beautiful location. So people are leaving the 5-star reviews so to try and counter the bullshit. And that's when I have hope in the human race that not everyone is completely insane and out of their minds. Well, what do you think about people leaving 1-star reviews based off of episodes that they saw on a reality TV show? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And again, I hope that you all had a terrific Tuesday. Please check out my video that I made about the rapper Chingy and him talking about how the Sydney Star lie affected his career. I hope that you all have a wonderful Wednesday. If the roads aren't too bad where you are and you're not covered in snow, you know, you may want to get out of the house tomorrow evening, go to the gym, or, you know, do something. If you have to like clean around the house, you'll feel productive, you'll feel good. I'm going to try and get out if we don't get additional snow. It felt good to get out tonight after being in the house for 3 days. But I will talk with you all soon after being in the house for 3 days. Yes. I will talk with you all soon. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, Eben. Bye, gorgeous. And by the way, I just want to say this too. Imagine if you're a content creator, right? And you fuck up on your business. People could find your children's business and leave bad Google reviews. I need people to get that the assignment is bigger than how you feel. So I decided to do a review. So here's my review. Okay. And I don't give a damn fuck or shit what anybody got to say about it. Here we go. First of all, Giselle Bryant has the She by Sheree collection of Potomac with Ashley Darby, and her daughters are more loved by Bravo fans than her. Wendy, Osefo, and A could go to jail for 15 years in prison. Stacey had TJ, who did not want to have sex with her and allegedly can't be truthful, plus screws leftovers. And Ashley Darby had an ex that got a lawsuit from a Bravo cameraman and went after somebody else's son. And let's not forget Binder Bitch Monique. Those are her words, not mine, dragging Candace across a whole table, looking like a whole banshee out here, never saying she would come back, but she's only saying she's healed so she can get a paycheck because nothing else is popping off for her. Now, with all that said, if any one of those ladies got what Angel got of this energy of Google reviews, they will be feeling away. This is a great business. There are fans that can't do a fifth quarter or a half of having a business like Angel or Bobby. Always remember what you do, others does, and will always come back around. And I meant every motherfucking ass word. Don't make no fucking damn sense. Shit. And to Giselle, Ashley, Stacy, Wendy, Monique, come for me if you want to, fucking heifers. Come for me if you want to. Y'all were wrong for what you did, Angel, and you deserve what the fuck y'all get. Shit. And to everybody else, if what I'm saying ain't true, don't respond on no YouTube live. Don't do no video. Don't do no short. Don't do nothing on no other social media platform. Know your role, stay in your place, and keep your fucking mouth shut. Be loud about this before you get loud about me, okay? Moving on. Child. no damn sense. Just, I need to breathe for a minute. Because I'm just like, I know we're not doing this. I can't. Now, let's elevate the show with something fun, okay? Shout out to rollingout.com, celebrating 25 years, on to the next 25 years. Yes, indeed. Y'all, we're going to talk about kink. Yes, indeed. Black Gen Z uses kink to measure compatibility. Over 50% of Black Gen Z singles now openly identify with kink interests as role play tops the list, and consent becomes the foundation for modern day compatibility. Over 50% of Black Gen Z daters now openly identify as having a kink or fetish interest, signaling the end of traditional dating tropes in favor of radical honesty and sexual agency. Black, the number one dating app for Black singles in the United States and the United Kingdom, released its findings from Curiosity, Kink, and Connection report. An anonymous qualitative survey of 4,000 Black users across the United States and the United Kingdom. The results point to a clear cultural shift where Black Gen Z isn't treating kink as taboo or extra, but rather as information. In a dating culture defined by fatigue and mixed signals, this generation is using clarity about desire to move faster toward real alignment and away from guessing games. At the same time, the data challenges a tired assumption that sexual openness equals carelessness. Role play leads as top interest. The survey identifies role play as the number one fetish interest in both the United States and the United Kingdom, surpassing all the categories. Among respondents who selected interests they currently enjoy, role play and fancy dynamics ranked first with 37.6% in the United States and 41.2% in the United Kingdom. This suggests that many Black Gen Z singles aren't only seeking intensity, but rather imagination, play, and relief. For a generation facing constant pressure to be strong and resilient, role play serves as a form of intentional escapism. It allows singles to tap out of daily stressors and use fantasy as a tool for emotional release and deeper intimacy. Fantasy becomes a way to step out of daily pressure and into a shared space where intimacy feels lighter, freer, and more expressive. Compatibility measured through curiosity. The findings suggest that for Black Gen Z, sexual curiosity isn't taboo, but now a prerequisite for compatibility, a sign of effort and imagination rather than a secret side. When asked if they'd be open to date someone with a fetish or kink, 86.1% of U.S. respondents and 80.6% of UK respondents said they're open to dating someone with a kink in some form. That suggests that the old traditional default is shrinking. When asked whether they're open to exploring new fetishes, nearly 6 in 10 said yes, with 57.9% of U.S. respondents and 59.6% of United Kingdom respondents indicating openness. This doesn't read as impulsive behavior, but rather as a generation that sees sexual compatibility as something you co-create with the right person. Openness isn't unconditional, but tied to trust. Consent and boundaries lead exploration. The data shows a boundaries first approach where mutual consent at 68% and trust at 64% were ranked as the most important factors when exploring sexuality. This proves that those exploring kink are actually leading the way in emotional intelligence and safety. Across markets, respondents consistently tied exploration to consent, trust, communication, and boundaries, suggesting a more intentional model of intimacy. When asked what matters most when exploring, top choices across both markets were mutual consent with 68.1% rather than in the United States, and 65% in the United Kingdom. Trust was 64% in the United States and 62.4% in the United Kingdom, and clear communication with 59.4% in the United States and 55.3% in the United Kingdom. This generation is not normalizing risk, but normalizing responsibility. Safety isn't framed as a mood killer, but as the foundation that makes exploration possible. Early conversations become the norm. The conversation is happening earlier in relationships. When asked how comfortable they are discussing fetish interest with a new partner, 79% in the United States and 72.1% in the United Kingdom indicate comfort either immediately or with the right person. This signals a cultural shift towards directness where Black Gen Z is more likely to openly express their preferences and boundaries early on rather than risk emotional investment followed by compatibility shock later. Black Gen Z is also raising the standard for the whole package. When asked what they prefer in a partner, the most selected option in both markets was one both emotional maturity and sexual chemistry with no compromise, chosen by 36.6% in the United States and 40.7% in the United Kingdom. This generation has rejected the old trade-off between safe and exciting and holding out for a relationship that both offers peace and spark, or peace spark. Okay. Nearly half of respondents said social media influenced their curiosity to some degree, with 47.4% in the United States and 46.1% in the United Kingdom indicating it was at least a little influential. Rather than creating desire, platforms are giving people language, helping them find vocabulary, context, and confidence to talk about what they already feel. You know, I gotta say this. There's no lies with this survey. There's no lies with it. No lies with it. No lies with it at all. I think at this point in your life, if you cannot be comfortable with what you want, you got some work to do. There's nothing wrong with wanting some foreplay. There's nothing wrong with wanting some heat and desire. There's nothing wrong with wanting your energy to be matched disrespectfully or respectfully. In the words of Jill Scott, she loves to make love, but she loves fucking too. And she wants you to bust nuts. Lots of them. That's what she said. And here's this right here for y'all. Just Anyway, moving on. If you want to sing out. If you want to be free, yeah. There's a million reasons for everything under the sun. Okay, so yes, indeed. All right, y'all. More Brand News Virtual Pro Live coming up right from this place right there, right now. And listen, if people, because I was saying what needed to be said, then fine. I think y'all know me quite well by now. I will stand alone in my peace rather than having a million people watch me and I'm just kissing ass. Okay? Just to be able to have a platform. All right? So it's all good in the neighborhood. And I would have that energy for anybody else doing that to somebody else. Okay? Moving on. Child. All right. A Different World is coming back to Netflix. Do you want to be a part of it? I got the intel for it from blackenterprise.com. A Different World reboot hosts casting call for the series HBCU students. The original series ran from 1987 to 1993. Netflix is holding an open casting call for background actors to appear in its upcoming sequel series, To a Different World. The classic 90s sitcom. The set at the fictitious HBCU Hillman College, the Atlanta-based production, posted the ad on projectcasting.com. Applicants must be 18 or older and be able to portray members of the HBCU campus community, including students, parents, or faculty, as background actors in scripted scenes. The posting says filming will take place in the Atlanta area and actors will be paid for their work. Okay. The listing encourages performers, particularly HBCU students and alumni, to bring authentic campus life to the series backdrop. No prior acting experience is required, though applicants are expected to be reliable, punctual, and professional during filming. Okay. So right here, this is for Central Casting. So to sign up with Central Casting Georgia, you can scan this QR code right here. So I'll zoom in on it right there. So you can scan that QR code right there. Hang on, wait, I gotta get back to y'all. You can scan that QR code right there, or you can go to centralcasting.com/get-cast. Okay. And filming will start in early February in the Atlanta area. All right. The production is a part of Netflix's intention to revive a different world universe, as opposed to the more common spinoff. The platform is blending returning legacy cast members with a new generation of characters. So think about Bel-Air, for example. Original stars such as Jasmine Guy, Kadeem Harrison are reportedly reprising their roles. The sequel series will follow the next generation under creative leadership that includes Bel-Air showrunner Felicia Pride. Filming is scheduled to extend into mid-2026 in the Atlanta region. Now, I do believe that Whitney and Dwayne had a child, and so that child is going to go to Hillman College, right? A Different World ran on NBC from 1997 to 1993. The spinoff of The Cosby Show aired 144 episodes and introduced such talents as Guy Harrison, Marissa Tomei, and Sinbad. Known for its cluster of HBCUs, Clark-Atlanta University, Morris Brown College, Spelman College, and Morehouse College, Atlanta is a prime location for the revival. The show will incorporate Black campus culture and stories grounded in Black youth experiences in higher education. So congratulations, y'all. If you want the link to this article is in the description box below. So get your opportunity to be a part of this comeback. And I think there was a HBCU up for sale. Child, if I had the money, I would have bought it and named it Hillman College. Okay, believe me, you. All right, y'all. More from BlackEnterprise.com. As y'all know, the ICE powings are still, the effects and the impact of the ICE powings are still going on. But child, there are two voices giving their takes. And wait till you hear who. Okay, here we go. Let's get to it. From BlackEnterprise.com, once again, yes, indeed, there as technology catches up to us. Here we go. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're all being incited into civil war. The powing is added to a long list of wrongs the former MAGA follower encourages both Democrat and Republican leaders to make right. The former Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't backing down on her fight for political transparency, calling on her past MAGA colleagues to take off their political blinders as she warned of the latest Minnesota powing as the potential start of the Civil War. Taylor Greene expressed her interest for her support rather for law enforcement, particularly ICE agents, the pushback against the narrative, the pushback against their involvement rather in the powing of 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Preety, pushing against the narrative that he posed a threat to federal officers because he was armed. I unapologetically believe in more security and deploying criminal illegal aliens. I support law enforcement. However, I also unapologetically support the Second Amendment, the former MAGA loyalist said. Legally carrying a firearm is not the same as brandishing a firearm. Then she took a trip down memory lane to January 6th, 2021, when dozens of armed insurrectionists threatened lawmakers and subsequently took over the United States Capitol. Greene noted that many Republican leaders, including President 47, defended the group and their Second Amendment rights. She questioned if it was okay then, it should be the same for Preety. I know, right? We lost our minds when we watched Biden's FBI track down, aggressively carry out home invasions and arrest on peaceful January 6ers who walked in the Capitol through open doors. Imagine if one of our own MAGA independent journalists or even a MAGA support stood in the street outside a January 6ers house while Biden's FBI carried out a law enforcement operation, home invasion, and arrest, she said. What would have been our reaction? Both sides need to take off their political blinders. You are all being incited to a civil war, yet none of it rather solves any of the real problems we all face, and tragically, people are dying. 47 stands for Preety differentiates from January 6th. After Homeland Security released a picture of a hand pal, allegedly taken from the victim of powing, 47 president shared it defending his ICE thugs. It says troops, but they're thugs. This is the Pal Man's Pal, loaded with 2 additional full magazines and ready to go. He wrote on Troop Social, according to The Hill. What is that all about? Where are the local police? Why weren't they allowed to protect ICE officers? The mayor and governor called them off. It stated that many of these police were not allowed to do their job, that ICE had to protect themselves, not an easy thing to do. The powering is added to a long list of wrongs the former MAGA follower encourages both Democrat and Republican leaders to make right. Taylor Greene did complete 100A on her conservative colleagues. Before I need y'all to get this part right, like in a prize, just look it up for y'all. Abruptly announcing her retirement from Congress in November 2025. Her switch up came from several concerning issues, including economic policies affecting her rural reign, and her party's failure to disclose full records related to disgraced financier and late indicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. So, what do I think about this? I think that sometimes people can be right, but that doesn't mean we should negate what they said in the past. Now, that's not the only person entering the group chat, okay? From blackenterprise.com here, okay? Here we go. Yes, indeed, here. All right. Y'all, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? Yes, the NRA. Yeah, the NRA. The NRA has entered into the group chat, condemning ISIS's dangerous and wrong narrative after the Minnesota pounding. The National Rifle Association, the NRA, is calling for full transparency from the 47 administration. Okay. Following the deletion of Minnesota, ICU nurse Alex Preety at the hands of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agents, the National Rifle Association, the NRA, is calling for full transparency from the 47 administration, saying there is a dangerous and wrong narrative taking place against POW owners, Fox 9 reports. The Department of Homeland Security posted an image of a 9mm semi-automatic hand POW on Twitter that they allege was found on Preety, creating the image that the victim was attempting to harm agents. First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Lai, reposted an image saying if you approach law enforcement with a POW, there's a likelihood they will be legally justified in powering you. That's when the NRA chimed in, calling his remarks dangerous and wrong. Responsible public voices should be awaiting a full investigation, not making generalizations and demonizing law-abiding citizens, the organization responded. This sentiment from the first assistant U.S. attorney for the Central District of California is dangerous and wrong. Responsible public voices should be awaiting a full investigation, not making generalizations and demonizing law-abiding citizens. Okay. The Constitution, particularly the Second, Fourth, and 14th Amendments, prohibits officers from powering citizens for merely possessing a weapon that is not an immediate threat. This was reaffirmed in Graham versus Connor, which says force must be reasonable. And then there's supreme.justice.com, justice.gov, and Wikipedia as well. The 37-year-old nurse was deleted after allegedly being powed repeatedly while being taken face down to the cold Minneapolis ground during the protest, while Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino, who is going to be retiring all of a sudden, defending the officer's usage of deadly force, actually blamed Preety for allegedly having the weapon on him. Minneapolis police confirmed he had a license to carry. Video footage of the incident proves the opposite, as it appeared the victim was disarmed prior to being taken down. While the National POW Rights Organization first pushed blame on Governor Tim Walz, calling him a radical progressive politician who incited violence against law enforcement officers who are simply trying to do their jobs, POW rights advocates and experts are surprised to see organizations and federal officials using the narrative against the victim. They stood up in court and tried to push back against state laws that regulate firearms access, use, carry. It's pretty shocking to me to see them now use an example of a lawful POW owner as justification for force. Megan Walsh, Second Amendment expert and University of Minnesota Law School professor, said according to CNN. So there is their tweet there. Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, also here is this here. From the NRA on Twitter, for months, radical progressive politicians like Tim Walz have been citing violence against law enforcement officers who are simply trying to do their jobs. Unsurprisingly, these calls to dangerously interject oneself into legitimate law enforcement activities have ended in violence, tragically resulting in injuries and fatalities. As there is with any officer involved powing, there will be a robust and comprehensive investigation that takes place to determine if the use of force was justified. Here's the gag: it was not justified. As we await these facts and gain a clearer understanding, we urge the political voices to lower the temperature to ensure their constituents and law enforcement officers stay safe at the NRA. So that was their tweet on Twitter. For years, Minnesota has permitted the open and concealed carry of a hand pal with a license when an applicant meets certain criteria. State regulations also don't restrict individuals from possessing firearms at protests or even in Minnesota's Capitol building. However, that hasn't stopped the 47 administration from maintaining the firm stance that Preeti is in the wrong. You can't bring a firearm with loaded multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple, FBI Director Kash Patel said, which he's a piece of shit back. Him and swallowed by his fucking mother, so nobody cares about what he has to say. No one who wants to be peaceful shows up at a protest with a firearm that is loaded with two full magazines. Walsh said, while there is no gray in the situation, defending the victim, feeling his rights were violated, he was lawfully carrying a firearm, and that is not a license to delete someone. The law professor said, we have a constitution that provides a Second Amendment individual right, and it is unlawful to delete a man for exercising his constitutional rights. And I think this is where people are really going to have a very, I'm not talking about us, the ones who have our right minds, everybody else who's been saying, oh, I'm here for the Second Amendment. Now you have a situation where it's like, oh, damn. Oh, or ish. Yeah, y'all, we gotta be real. He had the right to have the Second Amendment. So is this going to be the time that reform is finally going to happen? Or is it just going to be another day in America? That should not be happening. That's my opinion on that. All right, y'all. More Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here and right now. So Love Island star, Olandria Carthen says she interviewed 15 agencies before building her powerhouse team after reality TV fame. This came out 21 hours ago. Olandria Carthen is embracing the fast-paced reality of fame, but she made it clear that building the right team was key to handling it all. As her profile continues to rise following Love Island USA, the influencer opened up about the overwhelming wave of opportunities that came her way almost overnight. Reflecting on the shift, she admitted to Glamour magazine, glamour.com, my life is outrageously crazy. Explained that sudden industry attention quickly became too much to manage alone. Brand offers, invites, and business moves flooded in faster than expected, pushing her to seek professional support. Instead of rushing the process, Carthen was intentional. I interviewed 15 different agencies and management companies. My team now is a powerhouse, she revealed. She emphasized that her representatives had a clear long-term vision, adding, they all have an amazing vision for me. We move very strategically when it comes to brand deals and things I attend. Handling over control brought relief. Once I got a team and I handed over my inbox, I've been living scot-free since. Are you enjoying Orlando's rise in the fashion world? First of all, I gotta just say this. Congratulations. And by the way, shout out to Roxy right here. She is a content creator on YouTube. I do watch her videos. I'm trying to, you know how they got the IG profile that pops up. I believe it's Roxy Says, if I'm not mistaken. Come on now. I'll just show y'all profile. So here she is, Roxy Reese, singer, songwriter. She is a content creator that covers many different things. So shout out to her, making it do what it do. Okay, Nala, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Very well done. That smile is stunning. You know what? Very proud of Olandria Carthen. And I believe everybody should have that same mindset. If you have the opportunity to be able to do everything you've ever wanted to do, and you can be a solution for yourself to interview here, there, and everywhere for you to get the best outcome for you. Why not do it? Sincerely, if companies do it, why not you as an individual? So congratulations, Love Island star Olandria Carthen. Sorry for butchering your name, gorgeous. Congratulations to you. Very well done to you on that. All right, y'all. Finally, this is our last destination for this evening, okay? West Virginia librarian. By the way, that last story came to us from Jasper Brand. This comes to us from Jasper Brand as well. West Virginia librarian arrested after accusing using social media to recruit people to delete the president of the United States. Here we go. A librarian in Ripley, West Virginia has been arrested after allegedly using social media to recruit people to take out President 47. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department said Morgan Morrow, 39, who worked at the Jackson County Public Library, was charged Sunday, January 25th, with one count of making a terroristic threat. Deputy says she allegedly used social media recruitment of individuals to pursue and delete President 47 in a post that quickly drew law enforcement attention. The video that led to Morrow's arrest showed her lip syncing to a voiceover that said, "And people go, you can't say that. You can, I did." She allegedly wrote over the TikTok, "Surely a sniper with a terminal illness can't be a big ask." Out of 343 million, and added in the caption, "Luigi can't save us all." The Jackson County Public Library addressed the incident in a statement on Facebook. Comments recently made by an employee do not reflect the mission, values, or standards of conduct of our organization. We take our responsibilities to the public and our support seriously and are committed to professionalism, respect, and integrity in all we do. The investigation is ongoing. Now, I'm going to just say this, right? Violence should not be happening on either side of the political aisle, either side of the cultural aisle, either side of any aisle, right? And if we all remember when the president first almost got deleted, right? It was a white guy that did this, right? And most of the mass powings have been white people. Sure, a few minorities here and there, but mostly white people. And I'm not going to go down the list of what the president has done. I think everybody knows. As much as the president has done this, that, and the third, get them sons of bitches off the field. You want to delete the Central Park 5. Now, was it wrong with what she said? Abso-motherfucking-lutely it was. But I don't think we've ever had people, since I've been alive for 31 years, going on social media to want a president to be deleted because of the hell that he's causing. So it is not right that she did that. But also, too, there are a good amount of people that do feel that way, right? And you can say it's freedom of speech, First Amendment, this, that, and the third. But this also goes to show how broken we are, that it is taking this type of space for people to realize, oh, we really fucked up. Right? So that is my take. It is wrong, what she said, what she did, and everything in between. But also, too, there are a lot of people that wish 47 would just go away socially and otherwise. I remember saying this about O.J. Simpson when he passed away, and we covered it live here on Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. There are people who lost a dad, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a nephew, everything in between. But there were some people that were also happy that he was no longer here. What you want me to do? Let's get the comments here. Well, now, y'all, I'm reading these people's comments, okay? This comment says, well, he shouldn't be alive, so I don't see the issue. Let her go. She's doing God's work. She's a hero. Let her go. I don't believe this for 1 second. That sweet and innocent lady was organizing a charity event for the underprivileged. Not you flipping it around, child. We support this message. That's a hard 39, but please free her. Protect this person. Nah, sis, her heart was in the right place. She a hero. Free her. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. Y'all not going to use Whitney Houston like this. We're not doing this. No, free her. Help our good sis out. Everyone passed the vibe check. I'm with her. So as you can see, the culture is saying that is our sister. You come for her, you come for us. Okay? So that is the show. I'm going to turn off my camera now because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Child, we're going to take a commercial break because I need one, you need one, and we all need one. This one was a knees, weak, arms heavy like spaghetti type of show. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this.
Untold under moonlit skies. Braille only got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braille only's got the soul to show you. Soulful twist behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braille only's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. So clear, the pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braille Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braille Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved is a creator of power to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be, Braille Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free. Trust and believe it's entertainment, news done away with. Braille Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green, and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and mirrors commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Sweet morning dew, one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. God, you were found. I come from nothing. Our son is your son.
Welcome to the celebration.
We all we got.
Don't you leave here today for happiness. I want you to leave here with show.
I'm loving it.
And I am loving y'all right back. Welcome back in the Brayley's virtual tour live. Y'all, listen. What a show tonight. I told y'all were going to get a show. I know what you're thinking. We went from Glam bot drama to somebody wanting to delete the president of the United States all in the same damn show, and did. Okay, listen. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I said everything I meant and meant everything I said. I think it is a tragedy, a disgrace, and a damn shame that we are more about looks than about responsibility. We are more about looks than responsibility. We are more about how something looks than being responsible for what we create. Okay? All right, moving on. So, Cole Walliser, first of all, to lie and say that you're a creator when you're just the director. Point, strike one. Strike two was the response to that woman. Point. And bruh, it was a week later. I understand you needed time, love, grace, and space to be able to figure out your response, but there has not been a private apology done yet. So point, 3 strikes, bro. Now I don't think it's over for you, but I do think you need to be responsible for what you said, right? With Angel Massie, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's cool. It is beyond disrespectful to leave Google reviews just because of a reality TV show. Like, what are we doing? And like I said, when karma comes back around with that quickness, don't say shit when your rating on Google goes down to shit. Okay. All right, moving on. And I do hope that Angel and Bobby are made whole from this. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I think this gives Britt Edie some fuel, honestly, for her lawsuit. And I think Angel got every right to sue Bravo. I really, really do. And I would sue Wendy. Well, Wendy and Eddie could be going to jail, but I would still sue them. Sue Giselle Bryan, sue Wendy Osefo and Eddie, sue Giselle, sue Stacy, sue Ashley, and sue Binder bitch Monique. Sue those 5 heifers. And the heifer means a cow, before y'all get upset with me. And take them for every fucking thing they got. Okay, all right, moving on. We discussed Kink tonight and how Black Gen Z is open to kink. And by the way, there's a great show called How to Build a Sex Room on Netflix with Melanie Rose, and she creates these amazing sex rooms. But it's really not for sex; it's more for the intimacy of what can be created between a couple in that room. So it's a great, great series called How to Build a Sex Room. And I'm still waiting for a season 2. Okay, still waiting for a season 2. A Different World. Shout out to that. Love, grace, and space to that. I hope it's a very, 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 very successful comeback. I really, really do. Yes, indeed, I do. And like I said, if you want the intel on how you can be a background actor, the link to the Black Enterprise article is down below. With Marjorie Taylor Greene and ICE, Marjorie Taylor Greene, rather, in the NRA coming out and saying that, hold on, something, the Kool-Aid ain't sweet here, that's got to let you know how far gone we are. That the quietest voices that wouldn't say nothing are actually saying something. This is far from over. And I think that 2028 can not only not soon come enough, but I think people are tired now. After the first year of that dumb fucking bastard. Okay, his administration, his supporters. Moving on. Olandria Carthen, shout out to you for interviewing 15 agencies until you found the right one for you. Never apologize for being able to find what works for you. Never apologize for you utilizing opportunity and preparation to equal your blessing. And finally, you are your main source. You know what I mean? Of course, along with God. So congratulations to you. And then finally, Morrow, I do hope that you get out of jail. I do hope that you get to be able to get back to your life and everything in between. Just be careful what you post. And there are a lot of people that feel the way she does. And maybe it wasn't in the right fashion, okay? Because I do not believe in violence, but I do advocate for justice. But I also believe this goes to show you how fucked up everyone else fucked up on November 4th. We've never had a country like this before. We didn't have to have it. Some people want to see what happened when you press the button. Now everybody wants to turn back time. And if they could find a way, guess what? In the words of DJ Khaled, or as he is known, DJ Khaled. Congratulations. You played yourself. Child, listen, that's the show. That's the show. That's the show. That is the show, okay? Listen here. Oh my God. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're going to chill out here just for a little because I need to breathe. After all of that, I need to breathe. Yes, indeed, I do. So yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood. It's fine. It's fine. Y'all can unsubscribe. It's fine. If y'all going to be really that upset that I stood on business, go ahead. It's cool. For real. It is totally okay. Sincerely. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over doing the right thing by standing up and saying what needs to be said. I'm not going to do it. Nope. So. Ciao. Everything will be a-okay. And like I said, this is not going to be the biggest issue of 2026. But it is quite sad, disgraceful, and just downright tragic to unsubscribe because somebody is standing on business. Don't we ask that of each other? Stand on business, stand up for something, be about something. So it's a crime to do the right thing. Child, like I said, thank God the people in the civil rights movement were the people in the civil rights movement. Don't make no damn sense. So yeah, we'll chill out here until maybe 2:07, and then I'll give y'all the daily motive there. Then we'll head on out. Yes, indeed. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hopefully you're staying warm wherever you are if it's cold. And if it's too cold, I hope you always say, if you're hot, stay cool. And if you're cold, I hope you warm up. There it is. That's what I'm going to say. As y'all know, I will be off on Thursday, and then I will be back on Friday. Unless there's something that happens on Thursday that the culture needs to talk about, I will be live. But besides that, I will be off. Okay. So yes, indeed. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hopefully you're doing well. Yes, indeed. So we're almost there to 2 hours and 7 minutes. And then I'll give y'all the daily voter there, and then we'll head on out of here. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Thank you for being here. About to get ready to wrap up the show here in just a minute. The Daily Motivator. Oh, man. All right, let me get that up for y'all here. Oh, Lord. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to come on camera for this one, y'all, because it looks like we might need it. All right. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. All right, y'all. Let me come on camera here. All right. Oh, hang on, give me a moment. There I am. Hello. Nice to see you there. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Napoleon Hill, very well said, good sir. Time for the day motivator for Wednesday, January 28th, 2026 rather. Nice luxury. It's great to be nice. Being nice adds value to your interactions and enriches the lives of those around you. Yet being nice is a luxury. You earn that luxury by being real and by successfully dealing with reality, because reality itself is not nice. Reality does not accommodate you or anyone else, so it's up to you to adjust and thrive within its uncaring parameters. As good as it is, being nice is not always the best choice. When your 5-year-old wants to run into a busy street, that's the time to be firm, not nice. Thousands of years of human struggle against cold, harsh reality have earned present-day people the desirable option of being nice. Even so, reality is still very much present, and it doesn't change just because you're nice. Make the most of your good fortune by being nice wherever you can. Just make sure you don't ignore reality in order to do so. Ralph Lawson. Brother, let the church say amen. Let's talk about nice luxury, right? So tonight, okay, is at 3,358 subscribers, 58. 57, 56. Most 3 subscribers because I stood on business. Okay. And what next? Moving on. And I say that because I think we've gotten into a society where firmness, correction, and having a compass of understanding has been lost, right? And I think about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and, where are all the helpers, right? And I think about all the people who could have been helpers. And the reason why those helpers went away, because people allowed the destroyers to run amok. So the first thing I would say about being nice, while it is important to be nice, it is also just as important to stand for something. That's the first thing. The second thing that I will say about nice luxury is thousands of years of human struggle against cold, harsh reality have earned present-day people the desirable option of being nice. When you had no choice but to be separated from your family, when you had no choice but to be strange fruit, and when you had no choice but to give it everything you had, because if you didn't, you were confined to a sentence where you can never be free. We forget that we have the space to be nice because of circumstances back then that weren't so nice. So never forget where you are mentally. Finally, the third thing, I know we do everything in threes. Just make sure you don't ignore reality in order to do so. I don't think anybody should ever be big, bad, and bold enough to ever ignore reality. And while not everything is going to be said in the nicest, clean, and of the utmost tonality, are you more upset about the message than the messenger? Because if you are, you need to check yourself. Nobody should ever have to have their business destroyed by people on reality TV. And if that's you, it says a lot about you. But remember, what you give will come back to you. With that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. I want to thank CC2254 for coming through. I want to thank Linnell Stillall. It's good to see you. And LOL Bird for saying the Glam Pop guy is canceled at 12:19 p.m. rather. I love my virtual tour family. That being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you are always born a blessing. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Last one thing, call yourself is nothing chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, we'll break together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Well, child, you're just recognizing people who are upset about you knowing who you are really upset about how broken they are. Make sure the replay is not just ready for you to watch it, not just ready for you to listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value. I embrace you all. Always remember, when see love, you gotta give it. When see love, you gotta give it. When see love, you gotta give it. Whatever obstacles you've overcome, whatever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is probably be proud of you damn. So finally, y'all, like my Lord Jesus, does freedom of speech even matter? Or does freedom of speech matter if you agree with it? Does freedom of speech matter in totality? Or does it have to be a particular freedom of speech that needs to be said in order for it to be accepted? One more time. Does freedom of speech matter in totality? Or are we being selective? Somebody give me an answer. I'll be waiting. Commercial break at fireworks away for the day. That was for the day that's come from us is on one for you, me, and all of us as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love. I feel the love. And I'll send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you. Bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.